What's going on, everybody? This is Jim Wilder, and I'm making this video because I want to put it on record that something a little weird is going on in my house. Now, I have the type of fridge that will send me a notification when the door is open, so I came down to shut it, and when I came down, every single cabinet in my kitchen is open. I don't know why. Close my fridge, so... But everything is open. Like, are you kidding me? What the heck is going on here? Does this happen to anybody else? You see this? You see this? I didn't turn that on. No. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. This was not on either. Are you kidding me again? I just turned that off. Something weird's going on here. I gotta figure out what. Thanks for answering my text, and what a great place for us to meet out here. Robbie Roller.
It was a lot better before you got here. You got a lot of balls being out here. Last time you had any interaction with me and my family, wasn't a fan of how it ended up. So why are you wasting my time, Jim? Why are you in my place of peace?
Alright, so I'm just gonna get right to the point. At last breath, John Bose gets in that ring and calls me out. Offers me a challenge that I accepted. But ever since then, things have gotten a little weird, a little creepy at my house. My family is on edge, and when you mess with my family, you're dealing with more than just a wrestler. And I know Bose is connected to it. So I started digging up the ghosts of his past, and you were written all over it, brother. So I just wanted to ask you, how did you get the creepiness to stop? How did you overcome John Bose?
There was no creepiness, Jim. I don't know if it was fear for himself or respect for me. So you might want to ask BT Bull about the creepiness. As far as beating him, I wrapped a chain around his throat, and I put my foot in the back of his skull, and I pulled until he couldn't breathe, and I had to pry that championship out of his hand. Can you do that, Jim? Can you get as crazy as he can? Because I did. I don't think you can, though. But good luck.
Hey, Brandon. Thanks for letting me out. Well, thanks for meeting with me. Yeah. So I'm just gonna cut to the chase. At last breath, John Bose called me out. He offered a challenge that I accepted. But ever since then, things have gotten a little weird at my house. The baby's crying at night. There's no reason for it. And the wife is a little restless. And me personally, I feel like someone's watching me at all times. But I talked to a couple of people, and I understand that you had a big clash with John Bose. And I just wanted to ask you, how did you deal with that? How did you overcome John Bose?
I never overcame John Bose. I had to move. I had to sell my house. I never beat him after all that stuff happened. I had to pair myself with Nick Kay, Ty Thomas, align myself with people who can help protect me after all that happened. You might be screwed.
So what's left? What's the next step?
I don't know if on March 14th, Bose is gonna target limbs or anything. One eulogy pile driver. that could be the end of your Iron Man Championship reign. Listen, I never overcame John Bose, but I know someone who did. You want to find someone who did? Go talk to that asshole Eric Corvis. He beat John Bose. He retired John Bose. You know the way out.
Thanks.
Hey, Jim. On March 14th, don't give up. Be resilient. That's the only way.
Thanks. Thanks, I'll remember that. Corvis, is that you?
Oh.
This is a very interesting place that you wanted to meet, but thanks for answering my text, man. So, I gotta be straight with you. Ever since Bose called me out at last breath, things have been gotten a little weird at my house. I'm feeling things. I feel like people are standing behind me, and I turn around, there's nobody there. Like, you know, I always feel like there's somebody watching me, but I know Bose is connected. This didn't just come out of nowhere. So I just wanted to ask you, because you know him the best. You retired the guy.
I did.
How did you deal with it? How did you overcome Bose? Is there anything you could tell me about his past? Your past? How did it change you? And how did it change the trajectory of your life?
Jim, your name is apropos because this is wild.
I know.
That you're coming to me for advice after what you put me in the contingent through last year, and you come to me for advice. Why in any part of you would you think that I would want to help you, that I would want to give you advice?
Because I just wanted to know, like, what did he do to you at home? Because I can't handle this. My wife is going crazy. My kid is crying at night, and I can't get him to stop because there's the boogeyman.
Yeah, because you opened the door. You opened the door. You could have said no to Bose. I retired him. He was done. He was a cameraman. You could have said no, you're retired. But no, the mountaintop and wanting to be the greatest Iron Man champion of all time, and it got to you.
Of course it got to me. This is my legacy. He's the greatest Iron Man champ that this company has ever seen, and that's what I want to be.
But you're not willing to do what he was willing to do, Jim. Listen, I'll give you some advice. Enemy of my enemy and all that, right?
Yeah.
This man has kidnapped people. This man has broken into people's houses. This man used to wear human skin on his face. I know you've only been here for a few years, Jim, but you don't know how deep that goes with Bose. The only reason that I was able to retire him is because I humanized him. I became his friend. I got him to trust me. And in order to put him down, I needed to get worse than him. I locked him in a casket to put him out of UWA. And I thought that part of my life was done. And now you're coming to me. You're asking for advice, Jim? Here's some advice. Lose the ability to feel fear. Because that's the only way that you're going to be able to defeat a guy like Bose if he goes back to the person that he used to be. He will do everything to get in your head. Hell, he hasn't done anything to you yet, and you're already doubting yourself so much that you're coming to a man like Eric Corvis for advice. So right now, Jim, he's already winning.
So you're telling me I gotta lose fear. I gotta stop feeling fear in order to defeat Bose. That is something that Jim Wilder can do. Because Jim Wilder faces fear all the time. But the thing that's really getting to me is that he's going after my family. And that is something that I cannot let happen. Especially in my own home.
Well, you know what then, Jim? This is professional wrestling and all that. Jungle Jim Wilder, Matt Mechanic, Eric Corvis, you're the Iron Man champion, all this stuff.
this promo voice, this caricature you are right now, is not going to beat a man like Bose. Not if he goes back to that mindset. Jim, I'm telling you this, not as your former enemy, but as somebody who has shared the ring with Bose and knows what he's capable of. If you want to beat Bose, you got to cut the shit and get serious. Damn it!
Fine, I'm doing it. Calling him. Just gonna call him. Hello? Hey man, what's up? I'm glad you took my call. Look, there's been a lot of, I just wanted to say that there's been a lot of weird stuff going on, and I would just like to have a face-to-face with you. No. I just want to have a face-to-face with you because of what's going on here. You will? All right, cool. I'll text you my address later. Hey, I'm glad you could make it.
Oh, brother.
Please,
Thank you for having me.
Right this way.
Thank you. Wow, man. You have a beautiful home.
Right this way into the dining room. Get a spot set up for us.
You know, I gotta say, man, I thought it was a little weird that you called, but, I mean, I was available, so if you want to have a face-to-face, we could have a face-to-face.
Well, here we are. And you don't mind that I have this here, do you?
At the end of the day, that's what it's all about anyway.
So, what I wanted to talk to you about is because there's a bunch of weird stuff going on here in my house. It's very disturbing to not only myself, but my wife and my baby.
Okay.
And I have every reason to believe that you're behind it.
I wish I could say that's the first time I've heard that. But it's not. Jim, I think what you have going on is an issue inside your own head. Because, if you're not mistaken, when you called me earlier, you told me that you were going to send me your address. How could I be in your house before if I don't even know where you live? This is the first time I'm being to your house tonight, Jim.
Well, I've spoken to a couple of people. In fact, I've spoken to Robbie Roller, I've spoken to Brandon the Bull, and I've spoken to Eric Corvis. And this is the crap that you pull. You've kidnapped people. You've broken into people's homes. You've even put human skin on your face.
You know what? I'm going to stop you right there. First of all, you talked to Eric Corvis? Really? You went to Eric Corvis, the guy who hates me more than anybody else on this planet? You're going to believe him? You have every right to. And I'm going to tell you why. Jim, I have kidnapped people. I have broken into people's homes. I have worn human skin on my face. But I'm telling you right now that that's behind me. That's not who I am anymore. I got a wife and a kid at home just like you. That's not who I am, man. So while yes, I'm not proud of the things that I've done in my past, I still did them.
Okay, all I'm asking is to keep my family out of this. This is between you and me. Leave them alone because I know it's you.
You know what, Jim? I think this conversation is over. You're clearly going to believe whatever you want to believe, and anything I say to you isn't going to matter. So all I can leave you with is this. I swear on my daughter, I swear on my wife, that anything that you hear or feel in this house is in your own head. I'm out of here.
Bose, wait, dude, Please just give me 1 second. Give me one more second of your time. Look, things are just a little crazy right now between all the weird stuff that's going on inside this house, to my wife freaking out, to the baby who doesn't want to stop crying at night. And yeah, sure, I talked to Roller, I talked to Bull, I talked to Corvis.
Stop. Remember where you got your information from. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, but what they told me, you affirmed. But from as long as I've known you, since as long as I've been in UWA, like, that's not the person that I see. The person that I saw was always the cameraman, the guy who was, always trying to do right by the company, and that's how I saw you. It just so happened that when you called me out at last breath, that all this stuff started happening, which aligned with what these guys were saying, but I just needed to hear it from you. And thanks. I think I got the closure that I need.
Good. I'm glad that you were able to come to me and get it straight from my mouth instead of getting it from Eric Corvis. Look, take this time, think, stop, relax, process. I will see you on March 14th, and we are going to have ourselves the greatest Iron Man Championship match that UWA Elite has ever seen. And that is a promise that you can take with you to the grave.
And that's what I want to hear. Let's do this.
Dude, for real though, try and get some sleep.
You've kidnapped people. You've broken into people's homes. You even put human skin on your face.
Jim. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me who I am. Thank you for walking down memory lane for me. You did this all to yourself. You wanted to climb to the top of Everest. But now you're finding out firsthand what the cost of that really entails. I couldn't help it, Jim. The more you spoke, the darker my soul became. I'm finally starting to feel alive again. How does it feel, Jim, knowing in a few days that everything you have ever lived for is going to be ripped away from you? I'm going to take it all from you, Jim. Your family, your soul, and your Iron Man Championship. Let's face it, how are you ever going to be able to look your family in the eyes as a man when all you are is a pathetic loser? How can you look your son in the eyes, the boy that's supposed to look up to you, and all he sees is a failure? On March 14th, Jim, you step into that ring with the devil, and I promise you that you are not going to make it out alive, Jim. The clock is ticking. And your life as you know it is coming to an end. And there's nothing that you can do to stop it.
Really, Jim? You let this guy come into our house? Everyone told you how he was a bad guy, this was a bad idea, but good guy Jim had to go see the good in everyone and let him come. He came in the house, doing all these weird things. My blanket wasn't on when I went to sleep. Woke up, the blanket was on me. Who knows what he did? Then I wake up, and he's in that chair with our baby. That is not okay. Like, what is going on here? You need to figure out what is going on, because honestly, if you don't, I don't even know what's going to happen to this family. I've had enough.
John Bose. I went against what everybody was telling me about you, and I trusted you. I wanted to believe you. And the moment you stepped out of my house, you betrayed me. You lied to me. You terrorized my family. And you think you're gonna get away with that? No. And on March 14th at Raise the Bar, it's not going to be a wrestling match. No, I'm going to hurt you. You think after everything you've done that I fear you? No, I loathe you. And it doesn't matter how much bigger you are than me. But what does matter is the size of the fight and the wrestler. And you're not going to fight the Jim Wilder everybody's come to know and love. No, you're going to fight a man possessed. Jim Wilder has more to lose than anybody in this match. I got my UWA Iron Man title on the line. I got my UWA legacy on the line. And I have my family on the line. And if you think that I'm going to give up, you are dead wrong. I will never give up. I will persevere. And at the end, I'm going to take what you value most. And that's the title of the greatest Iron Man champion that UWA has ever seen. I'm going to tear it from your cold, hard, dead hands. I will climb Mount Everest. I will persevere. I will defend my legacy, and I will defend my family.